Welcome back to my channel, Home Cooking by Liz OC. Today I will be making chicken stock. I'm gonna use 4 chicken legs. I measured out 16 cups of water in the big pot. So I have here 2 tablespoons of ginger. And I have here a whole onion that I grated. I have here the white pepper, salt, 1 carrot, 2 celery sticks. And that's going to be put all into the water, bring it to a boil, simmer for about an hour at the most, or when I'll be checking on it to see how the chicken is cooking. If it's tender and it's falling off the bone, that's a good sign that it's ready. Usually it's without the carrots and celery. Usually this is what I do to start off with the chicken to make congee out of. So I'm taking a little bit of the congee recipe. I'm looking at other Asian soup recipes that I'm putting. I would like to make 2 soups out of this chicken stock. So one will... Okay, so I've put all the ingredients in. I've rinsed off the chicken legs first before putting it into the water. And once I started even just to put in the 2 legs, I noticed the water reaching to the top too quickly. So I decided to take out 4 cups. This Pyrex measuring cup is 4 cups. So so right now in the pot there should be 12 cups of water. So once it's boiled down and simmering, the water will evaporate. So I will be adding the rest of the 4 cups back into the pot, and then seasoning it as I go along as well if needed. And then once after an hour or so, I will check on it and go from there. I'm checking on the chicken broth. So all this junk around the rim here, I'm just gonna clean off. Oops. As well as if there's any of this in the liquid part, I will take off as well. So the water has evaporated here, so I will be adding the rest of the water as I go along, and we can see the chicken broth is coming along. Looks like the broth is just about ready. I checked on it. So the bone fell off. So I'm going to strain everything. Alright, I decided just to use the 2 medium-sized pots because I'm going to do 2 different types of soup. Actually, what I'm going to do is take the chicken and put it in a separate bowl or pot. More like a bowl because that's where I'm going to shred the chicken, discard the skin and all that. Here's how it looks, strained. See, this is pure chicken broth. See how yellow it is? I will season it a little bit more, probably add more ginger. Now I have fresh ginger, lemongrass, mushrooms, carrots, celery, broccoli, firm tofu, which I cut up in cubes, and I have here cauliflower and spinach. And I won't be putting all of this into the soup because it's not enough. Like, it's just a smaller pot of broth. And I'm gonna use this Korean red pepper paste. Okay. And I measured a half a teaspoon here. Ground fresh chili paste. I'm gonna put in the lemongrass first. The carrots. But I don't think I'm gonna put all the carrots, so I will just do this. Drop her in. And then, so like a handful. And just a little bit of that. A little bit of the mushrooms. So if it was a bigger pot of broth, of course, you put in more ingredients or more vegetables. Might end up crushing in a garlic as well. I didn't put any garlic in the broth to begin with, because I might be using it to make the other broth. I'll be using it to make congee, and I've never put garlic in with congee, so it's really, once you get a chicken base going, like a homemade chicken base, you can turn that into whatever soup you want. And or you can even do, doesn't have to be chicken, a vegetable broth. Vegetable broth would be easy. It's just all the vegetables. You can, any type of vegetables, you just put in water, season it to your liking, and boil it. And then you get the vegetable broth as well. So the easy peasy. I will put in the tofu. The pot is getting full, so I don't want to overflow the liquid. I already put some in. Give it a stir. I like the color. So at this point, yeah, so it's up to you how much of the chili paste you want to put in. All up to how spicy you would like it. I'm gonna put in a handful of spinach. That will wilt down into the soup. I'll probably add more. Okay, so we have everything in, and I'm gonna, last thing as well, I'm gonna put in the chicken. About a cup, I guess. It's all up to you again, depending on how big the pot is, how much liquid. I mean, if this was a vegetable broth, omit the chicken, and then you have vegetarian, a vegetarian vegetable soup with tofu. Here's the second pot of chicken broth that I have boiling away here. I'm going to be making a small pot of congee. It's a Chinese rice porridge soup, I guess, yeah. Alright, I have the rice in the chicken broth, a half a cup of rice, which I rinsed out ahead of time. So, and this is 4 cups of chicken broth. So that's gonna bring that to a boil, which is happening now, and then I'm gonna simmer it. Normally it's 8 to 10 cups of chicken broth to 1 cup of rice. And again, boil it down, and then eventually the rice will expand and get softened. So once it's ready, and after I've blended the rice in the soup, I will soak this bean curd. This product that you can get in Chinatown grocery store. Okay. Soak it in. I boil the water. Unless you can use. I've never done it with just tap water, hot water from the tap. I've boiled the water, put in a bowl. I'll show you the steps how to do that. And that goes in the congee at the end. What else? And the chicken as well. I'll be adding the chicken that I used to make the broth into this congee. So the rice has been simmering, and this is how it looks. Blend the rice with the liquid. Alright, so I blended the rice into the chicken stock. And this is how it looks. And I will be adding the chicken to this. I chopped up the chicken, and just under 2 cups. Might be too much, but we'll see. I don't mind more than enough chicken here. Just give that a stir. And next I will be adding the bean curd. Okay, here we are. I boiled some water, put it into a bowl that's heat proof. Okay, and I have the bean curd that I'm gonna put it into the hot water. I had a pack that was already open, so I'm gonna use that up. Maybe I'll just dump the whole thing in. I'm gonna use this strainer, and pretty much that's it. See, it changes color too. It goes a little bit, so it's from yellow to a whitish or a cream color, I guess. I transferred the congee into another pot, a bigger pot. Shouldn't be too runny, and it shouldn't be too thick either. Okay, so I am trying to, whoop. So I'm straining it. Just putting it in. Let's try this again. So I'm straining it. Whoop. And I haven't really added much salt to this. Only when I was making the chicken broth, I added a little bit of salt, not too much. So with this congee, you actually serve it like, have like salt and pepper, the white pepper, next to your bowl or whatever, and you add accordingly, like, yeah, to your own taste. And even like the next day, like when it's in the fridge, it will be thicker. So again, you add more water to help break it up a bit. Here we go. Here's the 2 soups. One is the congee, This is the congee with chicken and the bean curd sheets. Okay. This is the tofu chicken vegetable soup. So this is what you can do with a pot of homemade chicken broth. You can turn it into 2 soups or make one big pot. And you can use whatever vegetables you wish. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and see you next time. Bye for now.